celebrating 10 years of delivering the news and content automotive professionals can count on. CBT News, 10 years strong. Subscribe today. Welcome to CBT News with Bridget Fitzpatrick.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to CBT News. I'm Bridget Fitzpatrick. Thank you so much for joining us today. Here's Chris Riggins with today's top stories.
Thanks, Bridget. First up, the Inflation Reduction Act, which is set to go in effect this January, might make America a global leader in the EV market at the expense of Europe, according to the EU. The European Union argues the new law violates World Trade Organization regulations and could harm the EU's industrial foundation. As a result, the organization is seeking an exemption for EU items. Through a joint task force, the EU and the US aim to reach a solution by their next meeting on December 5th. VinFast, a Vietnamese manufacturer of EVs, announced it has sent 999 VF8 vehicles to the United States. The company stated the first automobile should be delivered to consumers by the end of December, according to Reuters. Some of the VF8 electric SUVs transported on Friday are set to go to American car subscription service Autonomy, according to VinFast Chief Executive Lee Thi Thu Thuy. The rest will go to retail customers who have ordered the vehicle. In a report released last week, nonprofit group Media Matters for America found that since Elon Musk gained control of Twitter, 50% of the platform's top 100 advertisers appear to have stopped their ad efforts on the social media site. According to the report, Chevy, Ford, and Jeep are among the automakers who have either made a statement or publicly announced that they are ceasing their online advertising. As of November 21, 2022, these companies had generated over $750 million in advertising revenue. Finally, Ford announced last week it is recalling 634,000 Bronco Sport and Escape vehicles with 3-cylinder, 1.5-liter engines from 2020 to 2023 due to damaged fuel injectors that might start a fire. Despite the recall, Ford is not advising owners to cease driving the vehicles or parking them outside. So far, there have been 20 reports of fire. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is the Southern Automotive Trade Association executives. We'll be right back.
Delivering the news dealers count on for 10 years. Subscribe today and join thousands of other automotive professionals. CBT News, 10 years strong.
Many dealers feel that the franchise system is under attack following the announcement of Ford's aggressive new EV policy. This policy will require substantial investments from its franchised retailers and lists additional requirements that some feel could be especially oppressive to rural businesses. The Southern Automotive Trade Association executives, or SATAE, sent a resolution letter containing their concerns to the automaker following its decision. Today on Inside Automotive, Jim Fitzpatrick sits down with 4 SATAE members, Jason Wilson of Kentucky, Greg Kirkpatrick of Arkansas, Marty Milstead of Mississippi, and Jared Wyrick of West Virginia to discuss what this could mean for dealers and what they hope the letter will accomplish. Check it out.
So, I'll start with you, Jason. Talk to us a little bit about the impetus behind sending this letter that says, hey, Ford, let's pump the brakes here. There's a lot of things that we need to get worked out before you just, have these mandates for your dealers.
Sure. Thanks, Jim. All of us got together collectively as a group, as ATAEs in Chicago a few weeks ago. And of course, all of this was with Ford was just coming out. We were learning more details. In fact, we were able to meet with some of the Ford reps to sort of go through this program in person. And the takeaway from all of those items were that, yes, each state has issues with parts of what Ford is proposing based on certain statutes, and they're all varying in different states, right? And certainly we can all speak to those specific things. But the takeaway from us was, the common things that we have as an overriding theme regarding the issues dealing with this specific program, cross state borders. So the idea was put forth that we look to do something in a form of a resolution where we identify the issues that, regardless of state or specific statutes, but again, the overriding theme of the program, why it was bad for dealers, why it was bad for consumers, and the need to talk through this and really try and collaborate on a way to find a good path forward.
So, Greg, tell me, why is it bad for dealers?
It's bad for Arkansas dealers in particular. I think in the southern states, we're very unique in that many of our population areas are very centralized in a large urban area. And then we have these vast swaths of rural America. And honestly, that's where a company like Ford's advantage lies in the implementation of electric vehicles into this market. What do I mean by that? And it's where Ford is just sort of casting aside this huge swath of our individual states and saying, you know what, we don't really care so much about you. we only want to focus on these large urban areas. I'll give you an example. A dealer in the most rural Delta region of my state that is in that has maybe a median household income of $30,000 a year has the exact same requirements financially as a Ford dealer in the San Francisco Bay Area. Those numbers are absurd. Then you have to ask yourself, why is Ford doing this? And only they can answer it. I can tell you, it puts a dealer in these markets that we represent and uniquely represent in the South, large truck markets, SUV markets. That's what our buyers want. We do not have the ZEB commitments of these other states, California, New Jersey, New York, the coastal states. We don't have those kind of requirements in our states. So our markets are naturally going to be slower to adopting this technology.
All right, be sure to watch this interview in its entirety right here at cbtnews.com. That wraps up our show for today, but we invite you to join us back here again tomorrow morning for all the latest news and trends impacting the retail automotive industry. And be sure to follow us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Bridget Fitzpatrick. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.
Thanks for watching CBT News with Bridget Fitzpatrick. Join the #1 most watched newscast in the automotive industry. CBT News, 10 years strong. Subscribe today.